Tonight, the urgent search for dangerous research monkeys that escaped from the wreckage of a crash on a Mississippi highway.
We got 21 monkeys that was on this, got 5 of them on the run.
Video showing several monkeys crawling in the grass. Heavily armed officers responding to the scene. Authorities say a truck carrying nearly 24 rhesus monkeys from Tulane University overturned on Interstate 59 in Jasper County.
Here's one of the monkeys right here. There's one sitting right there.
At least 6 monkeys escaping, officials warning they might be aggressive towards people and were potentially infected with hepatitis C, herpes, and
They may have to neutralize something out here in a minute.
And late today, police confirming all but one of the escaped monkeys had been euthanized for public safety reasons, adding they're still actively searching for that one monkey still on the loose. Well, the monkeys that did not escape from the truck are said to be okay and accounted for. Mola Langi, ABC News, Washington.
And look, y'all already know on this channel we hold racist Caucasian people accountable, because if we don't, who will? And before we start this video, if you don't like black people, black issues, black talks, get to stepping. In 1955, the U.S. Army carried out a secret experiment called Operation Big Buzz. Over 300,000 mosquitoes were bred in military labs and released across Savannah and nearby rural areas, many of which were poor and predominantly black communities. The military claimed the insects weren't infected but never told residents they were part of a test. The goal was to study how far lab-raised mosquitoes could travel, bite, and survive, preparing for biological warfare. Army agents even entered homes and churches to count mosquito bites. It exposed how freely the government used black Southern communities as human test subjects, all in the name of national security. Make that make sense. And I keep telling y'all over and over and over again, there's nothing new under the sun. History always repeats itself. Tell me I'm lying. And they can't fool me. I drove trucks for 10 years over the road, and I noticed something. The media never told us the name of the trucking company the truck driver was driving for. The media never showed us the truck driver. All they showed us was the back of the trailer. Who is the truck driver? What company did they drive for? And that truck that crashed in Mississippi with those lab-tested monkeys was not by mistake. But before we go down that rabbit hole, run the tape.
Here's the truck where the accident is. Now here's one of the monkeys right here. Let's zoom in on this so you can see this. There's one sitting right there. I've seen 4 to 5 climbing around inside the back of the trailer, but there he sits. Now each one of these crates has got a monkey in it. Now, with that being said, these are test monkeys, is what they are. We got law enforcement here. And this is one of those, and he's standing there on purpose for this reason, in case one of these, they're highly aggressive. I'm gonna walk back just a little bit closer to that Scotty Ray mobile in case something happens and we have to get out of the way of them. How are you? All right, there's a second monkey, Greg. You might want to be careful with this. He's on the prowl there. He's come from inside the truck. He seems to be there. He sits.
Like I always say, make that make sense. Let's slow this thing down. These people told us those monkeys escaped in Jasper, Mississippi. Ironically, Jasper, Mississippi is predominantly black people, 53.2% black. And you telling me that was by accident? Hell no. Then I said, hold on. Those monkeys were being tested in a lab at Tulane University, and it all started to make sense. Check this out. Tulane University was built on land that was once a slave plantation. Before it became a campus, it belonged to Etienne de Boer, a sugar planter who enslaved more than 80 black men, women, and children to build his wealth. The university's benefactor, Paul Tulane, also profited from the slave economy. So while Tulane stands today as a symbol of higher learning, its foundation is rooted in the same plantation system that once thrived on black suffering. Make that make sense. And I'm going to ask y'all again, y'all don't find this suspicious? And then they have the audacity to lie to us. They said they unalived most of the monkeys and it's only one that's still on the loose. I believe all of them are still on the loose because I believe monkeys are smarter than cops, especially Mississippi cops. And if y'all feel like I'm tripping, in my comment section, tell me I'm tripping. And look, as a truck driver, I traveled I-59 leaving out of Louisiana so many times. So I'm not surprised they dropped those monkeys off in Jasper, Mississippi. It's what they do. The government has always injected animals and insects and released them to the black community. Tell me I'm lying. Hell, they injected humans. Let's travel back to the past right quick. Check this out. Between 1946 and 1948, U.S. researchers backed by Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore and the Public Health Service secretly infected prisoners, soldiers, and orphan children in Guatemala with syphilis and gonorrhea without their consent. Most victims were poor and non-white. The goal was to test how diseases spread and if penicillin could prevent them. The U.S. later admitted it was a crime, exposing how racism and colonial thinking shaped medical research. Make that make sense. And like I told y'all earlier, there's nothing new under the sun. They dropped those infected monkeys off in one of the poorest counties in Mississippi. And I keep telling y'all over and over and over again, do not trust the media. They all on the same team. The scientists, the cops, the trucking companies, the universities, the hospitals, and I can go on and on. They all on the same team. And yes, the game is cold. So before I go, y'all already know I have to speak from the heart. I'm so proud of my people, bro. I'm so proud that my people are waking up because I always told y'all in my videos, when you first hear something, your gut is going to tell you the truth. So when everybody saw the news articles of them saying, oh, monkeys escaped from a truck, we already know what was up. See, back in the past, they can get away with that. We'll be like, damn, the truck crashed? No, we see past that shit. So I'm so happy that my people are finally waking up. To my people in Mississippi, to my people in Louisiana, stay aware, stay alert, because these people are playing in our faces every single day. The whole 2025, they've been playing in our faces. And if I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. I'm out.
Trucks overturn all the time on the road, but let me tell you something that doesn't happen all the time. Aggressive monkeys carrying diseases don't just escape in the state of Mississippi, okay? Like, that's not something that just happens all the time in Mississippi. Like, that rarely happens. You know what I mean? And when I say rare, I mean today was the first time that aggressive monkeys carrying diseases escaped from a truck because the truck overturned. Now, I'm hoping and praying that the truck driver is okay. Not one time when I was reading the article did I ever think to myself, like, oh my gosh, like, let me see if the truck driver's okay. Literally, all I was thinking about was, oh my gosh, this was way too close to where I'm at for them to be talking about some aggressive monkeys carrying diseases are running rampant. After the day has passed, according to the news, all of the monkeys except one have now been destroyed. So that's good. You know what I mean? That's good. I don't really have any instructions for y'all if you see a monkey like running around, because I don't even know what I'm gonna do. So that's that. But literally what I can tell y'all is that they literally said that they were aggressive.